Hello everyone, this is Druid again, and guess what? Surprise, surprise, I'm here to bring you another new video. Last time in part 1 we talked about some good cards to add into our decks, and I still have them right here. I realized I haven't talked much about a few ruling. I've stated in my previous video that I talked about the Thunder King Ryo and Soul Morning difference between them. Okay, why don't I just talk about it right now? So, Solo Morning is when a monster would be summoned, or when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated and includes an effect that special summons a monster. Pay 2,000 life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So yeah, that's a pretty neat card. Paying 2,000 life points to negate a summon. Um, so you're wondering what's the difference between Thunder King Ryo and Solo Morning? Well, Thunder King Ryo. Let's read this effect first. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them. That's like deck lockdown, that spell card. During either player's turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and negate the special summon, and if you do, destroy it. So there is a certain summon called inherent summoning. Inherent summoning is when a monster summons itself. So if I synchro summon, let's say I have Stardust Dragon right here. If I synchro summon Stardust Dragon, you can negate it with Thunder King Ryo by tributing itself because Stardust Dragon special summons itself from the extra deck. If I activate Starlight Road to summon Stardust Dragon from the extra deck, then you cannot use Thunder King Ryo to negate the summoning. You can with Soul Morning because you can negate a trap card that includes an effect that special summons a monster. So Soul Morning is it's better than Starlight Road. Thunder King Ryo is similar to Black Horn of Heaven, I think. Black Horn of Heaven. Yeah. When your opponent would special summon a monster, negate the summon. If you do, destroy it. So you're just like, oh, Black Horn of Heaven. It's just like Soul Morning. Why isn't that banned or anything? There's nothing happened to it. Soul Morning used to have to pay 2,000 life points. Well, so now you know. I'll just give another example on inherent summoning. Inherent summoning would be, for example, anything like Cyber Dragon. Typed in Cyber. There's a lot of Cybers. Cyber D. Okay, Cyber Dragon. If your opponent controls a monster and you control those monsters, you can special summon this card. So it special summons itself from the hand, and you can negate that. And if your opponent activates Call of the Haunted or anything that summons another card other than itself, then you cannot. Sadly, you cannot negate it with Thunder King Ryo. Although Thunder King Ryo is still a very, very good card. So now I'm going to talk a little more about the side deck. Side decks. It's always good to keep side decks and extra decks full. And I repeat, it must. I do it. It has to. It's a rule for myself. You have to keep it full. Otherwise, you have to. A lot of people in the main deck, they think of all sorts of possibilities, what decks they're gonna meet up with. Well, you don't necessarily have to do that for the main deck because you want your main deck to be as small as possible. I like to keep my main deck down to 40 cards. The most I would go for is 41, and that's it. If I go for 42, I know I'm not going to have a really, really good chance of drawing the cards I need. So right now, side deck. What else do we need in our side deck? Well, it depends on which decks you're using. For example, if you're using Gravekeepers, and I know this since my friend runs Gravekeepers, and he has a really, really good side deck for them. Okay, so they're all, if you realize, have you not realized that they're all spellcasters? right? So what's a good side deck for this? Well, a good side deck for this. Oh, and also they're mostly all darks. They're all darks except for commanded. It's an earth type. And you don't really use commanded that much. You discard it to the graveyard. So what's a good card for this? I would do Rivalry of Warlords. Rivalry of Warlords. Um, Each player can only control one type of monster. Send all other face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. So when you have this on the field and your opponent runs, I don't know, like a specific deck that doesn't have only one type of monster, then chances are they will be trying their best to get rid of this card instead of your monsters. And your monsters, since they're all spellcasters, they will just flood the field, and this is a really, really, really huge advantage for you. Another card is Goes and Match. Goes and Match. Either player can only control one attribute of monster. That's just like Rivalry of Warlords, except this is attribute. So yeah, that's a really, really good card to have. If your opponent is running E-Heroes, oh, they're going to go crazy. Okay, and good side decks. Well, I like to add Droll and Lockbird. Droll and Lockbird is a really, really good card. Since a lot of decks focus on searching their decks, and if you just discard Droll and Lockbird, this is a really, really card. This is a really good card to play. You can just send it from here to the graveyard, and neither player can add cards from their deck to your hand, and that's just amazing, especially with spellbooks. The spellbooks is just add this card to the hand, add that card to the hand. It's just keep on adding. It doesn't even feel like you're drawing anymore, and well, that's about that's about it for Droll and Lockbird, and I also want to talk about the mirrors, the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Shadow Imprisoning, I think it's, yeah, that. Negate all dark monster effects, activate on the field or in the graveyard. This is a really good card to have if you run no dark type monsters. It's a great card to side in. There are a lot of dark type monsters out there. There are a lot of light and dark types, so that's why they made also a light imprisoning mirror. So Light Imprisoning Mirror, that's a really good card to have. I'll just add this to the side deck. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Oh, oops. Oh, it's here anyway. Okay. So these are really, really nice cards to have. Light Imprisoning Mirror is good to have as long as you don't run any light type monsters, or you'll just hit yourself in the head if you want to just take that in if you're running light swarms or anything. And well, I guess that's about it for side decks. I like to add in a specific card Destruction. It's just a good card to have. You can, if you have a bad hand, you can just activate that. You can screw up your opponent. If your opponent runs Exodia, it will extremely screw them up. And well, that's about it. And now for extra deck. Extra deck. I know a lot of people who run synchros and XCs. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people run fusions anymore. Anybody who runs fusions are either burning with Phoenix. Phoenix. Oops, missed that E. Phoenix. Either burning with Phoenix or they're just running E-Heroes. Everyone knows E-Heroes. E-Heroes. Oh, I can't spell. Oh God, I can't spell. Okay, E-Hero. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I typed in E-Hero. It's supposed to be Elemental here. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, E-Heroes or Gem Knights. Gem Knights. Gem Knights are popular. They're pretty popular. They look cool. And fusions. I would just, for every single card you add into your deck, just be sure that you look through them first. You think about what they can do, how they can save you when you're in a tough pinch. So let's just, when I go for Xyz, I normally just go for level 4s. Well, most of you run level 4 Xyz. So you go into the card engine right here. Oh, looks like I'm kind of running out of time. Well, anyways, I'll make a part 3. So if you are interested, please like and subscribe. I will make one as soon as possible. So well, that's about it for part 2. I think I'll make a part 3. So please do like and subscribe if you liked it. Hope that helped. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.